You're watching ABC 36 News Now. Good Day, Kentucky. With Doug High, Lisa High, and meteorologist Dylan Godet.
Hey friends, welcome back in. Well, the Paris Olympics just ended, but since 1984, Asbury University, they've represented the Commonwealth of Kentucky by sending students to the Olympics for every event, and it's not a social call. These folks are working.
Oh, yes, they are. And here today to talk about her experience at the Olympics is Asbury graduate Ashlynn Trevino, who is currently getting her master's degree at Asbury. Thank you so much for coming in, Ashlynn.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, oh my gosh, what an experience this had to have been. Were you just over the moon as soon as you stepped off the plane?
Yes, it was a very surreal feeling for sure.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
So tell us about your experience and what exactly your job duty was and what you had to do when you were there.
Yeah, so I worked in the International Broadcast Center, which is kind of like the main hub for all things broadcast of the games. My specific role was a video logger. So kind of what that looked like was I was in charge of documenting live footage. So I'd sit behind two screens. I had the live stream going and then like a software program on the other computer. And I was assigned a specific sport. So I was given tennis, and what that looked like is I would sit and just watch match after match, like as it was happening. And then on the screen over here, there was like all keywords of like things that happen in the matches. So tennis specific, like serves and points and hit into net and things like that. And as it's happening, I hit a button to make like a time code. So for every serve, it's like, okay, at minute 1, 36 seconds and so many milliseconds, like this happens. So I hit this button, makes a time code, put everything that happened in it, hit enter, and just wait for the next thing to happen. So I'm essentially, anytime something happens in the game, I mark it, and that's so that rights broadcast holders can go back who use the Olympic Broadcasting Services, which is the organization that I was working for. They can get into a database and type in like keywords that pertain to them in their country. So like USA, basketball, number 3 or whatever it is, and so they can pull footage that is just specific for them that they can use for their packages.
So the bottom line here is that this is an important job. This is a real-time job. This isn't training. This isn't observing. This is an Asbury University student sitting down and making a direct contribution to the Olympic broadcast.
Correct. Yeah. Which
That's
is
incredible.
Crazy. Yeah.
That is incredible. And this is something that Asbury's offered their communications students for a long time.
Yeah, it's such a crazy experience. I had my first opportunity came during my time in undergrad. I had the opportunity to go to Tokyo in 2021 and perform the same job. So
incredible.
And how
this was not my college experience.
So obviously Asbury prepared you so well for this situation. Describe that to us as far as the education that you've received from Asbury to be able to translate that into Paris Olympics.
Yeah, I think a huge part of it genuinely is just how to be a good worker and how to immerse yourselves in environments that may be different than anything you've experienced before. Yes, the media training is like super helpful and came like in hand and just like knowing things. But like in my job specifically, you know, like it really was just like being able to just step into a place that was like uncomfortable and be able to do your job well. And I think that Asbury does a really good job of equipping their students of just how to immerse yourselves, especially in like such an intercultural, international environment. So I think,
and we see that here too. We have so many Asbury grads come to us as producers and technical folks, and they hit the ground running, which is a testament to the program. Give us for those of us who couldn't make it to the Paris Olympics, give us the vibe in Paris. What did it feel like? What was the experience in general from the non-work side?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I know that doesn't really sum it up much. I'd never been to France before, so obviously never Paris. But I think something that was really cool that I would use to just describe the whole experience was definitely just like unifying. It was,
which is what the Olympics are supposed to do.
Exactly, and they talk about that, but it genuinely is like a feeling. Like I remember just like walking through the streets sometimes and hearing so many languages and seeing so many like flags and just people representing their countries, and it like almost kind of made me emotional. I had the opportunity to go to an archery tournament. I'm sitting there and I see like flags from like Nepal and Kazakhstan and Turkey, and we're all just like sitting together, and it genuinely was just such a unifying feeling.
That's
which
good to
is,
hear.
Yeah.
It is good
That's
to
what's
hear.
supposed to happen
Yes.
with the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes. Well, Ashlynn, thank you so much for coming in today and sharing your experience with us. We live vicariously through all of
That's
you,
right.
so.
Yeah, well, thank you all so much for having me.
Sure.
And thank Asbury University
Yes, for sure.
for that kind of education. That's a rare and wonderful thing you'll get to do.
Very thankful for them and the opportunity.
Back after this. Stick around.